Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How are you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner, the biggest corner in sport. We say the things on here that nobody dares say. That's right. Right, let's get this show rolling. 2 seconds. We get this off. For starters. Right, before we start, Big Malk. I know you're watching Big Malk. Where's your Nigel Benn interview part 2? You what, Big Malk? Big Malk, the silence is deafening. Where's your Nigel Benn part 2 interview on your channel? Hey, where's it gone? It's gone, hasn't it? Disappeared. It's disappeared. Will it reappear? Like my pal Julian. The reappearing man. The real reappearing man. Pop, pop, bang. Right, let's get down to business. This is the part I like best. Feeding time. The feeding frenzy. With a good old story. Something to get your teeth into. Right, here we go. That chief support. Chief support. Nazim Hamid's son. Adam Hamid. What was all that about, eh? Look, he's no amateur experience. And it's his first pro fight. So maybe we have to give him a pass on that, don't we? But that shouldn't be chief support on a pay-per-view, because it were pay-per-poo. It were rhubarb, wasn't it? It was a pony. You know. Bad that. They didn't want to pay any money out, did they? So that was bad. That Hamza Shiraz, they were building that up as a 50-50. Nah, I'm not having that. Let's see him with David Bentley. That'll be a good fight. But David Bentley will be B-side on that, won't he? Because we know who the favourite is, don't we? But it is what it is, isn't it? Now, this low blow. There's a lot of them. A lot of them are backtracking, aren't they? Backtracking. Yeah, that's what's going on here. Backtracking. I had a look on my computer yesterday and I looked at all these emails and comments, and there's some quite sick individuals out there, isn't there? But majority of them, no subscribers and no videos on the YouTube channels. But yeah, there's plenty of rattle. And now they're all apologising and saying, oh, Porky, you was right. I know I'm right. It was an illegal blow, right? You've seen the experts come out, haven't you? Former world champions. You've seen trainers of world champions come out and explain it all. But everybody has an opinion, don't they? It's going to be, the opinion's going to be split, because you get people like Andre Ward that were punching people in goalies and getting away with it for a long time, and nobody's saying a word. And then you get that. Maybe in other fights that would have been passed. They do make a meal of it. I don't know. It's pretty painful if you get punched on bladder, isn't it? You know, let me come and whack you with bladder. See how you feel. It's not good, is it? When you get a big old lump sticky one down there, it's going to hurt, isn't it? And what did he say after weighing on seconds out? He said he was going to hit low, he was going to use his knees, he was going to fight dirty and do everything to win. Now that's going to backfire on him when they put that appeal into WBA, innit? Isn't that right? Bricktop. Speaking of Bricktop, we just point out that he's looking a bit rough these days, isn't he, Bricktop? He's looking rough. I'm worried about him. Every half an hour he's having to dab his eye. What's all that about? Bricktop, if you're not well, hand your business over to your lads. Speaking of his lads, Fat Francis, the housewife's favourite, he's packed up, hasn't he? Hey. Hey, go on, Francis, lad. Pop, pop, bang. Look, they're all going to be wheeled out now, aren't they? Well, we've seen it, haven't we? Andy Ayling, the beast of Brentwood, he never does interviews. He's piped up. All the lickers, and that's what they are, lickers, who want to stay in the circle and keep people sweet, like Sam Jones. Isn't that right, Sam Jones? Hey? We've seen you licking away, haven't we? All these people, if it were their fighter that it happened to, say for instance, Sam Jones had Usyk, he wouldn't be coming out saying all that, would it? It's people coming out to stay in the circle, to show loyalty. Why not just be your own person and have an opinion? Can't do that, can they, these people? They can't lie straight in bed. So they feel that they have to come out to court favours. Well, I hope I get on a show. If I come out, can you imagine Sam Jones getting up in the morning? I've just seen that last night. He'll be saying to his son, and I agree with Frank. And you know what? Today, I'm going to come out and I'm going to do a video. And I'm going to say what I've said. Now, Sam Jones, I sent you a link. What did you say in your email? I need to read it out. Let's go, let's do it now. And I said to you, I'm not doing it at a drop of an hat. Not when for 24 and a half months, right? You've been saying, oh, come on, your channel, Porky, showing off in front of your pals in fight week. So I said, tell you what I'm going to do here. So I'm spinning about 7 to 8 plates here on a daily basis, Sam. Tell you what I'm going to do. This today's bank holiday as well. I said, I'll send you a link. And I'll put it for 7 days. 7 days further, but you can click on that link at any time to get on Zoom, Sam, because you haven't got the gonads to come down here, have you? No. And I'll send you a link. So I sent you it. You went, no problem. Blah blah blah. You told me you've got kids just like me and you're busy, but I have to med time. So I said, right, I've med time. I've sent you a link. Give me a few hour notice, and I'm ready and waiting. What did you do, Sam? You bottled it yet again. 3rd time you bottled it. So don't be sending in messages to our Instagram on Porky's Corner that I don't run it. A kid called Craig runs it, right, from Lancashire. I don't run it. So no one's sending Craig Instagram messages, direct messages, or whatever, saying you're going to come on and you want to do it and all that. I sent you the link. You had a full week, right? But yet you've got time to go on everybody else's channel because you know waiting for you, Sam. You know I'm going to put it on you. Do you know why I'm going to put it on you, Sam? You know why, don't you, kid? You know. Because you're a licker. People like you are the problem in boxing, Sam Jones. Licking away. Yeah. Like that, who is it? Frank's little puppet that he keeps popping out. Dev Sandwich. Hey, he keeps popping up, doesn't he? Licking. Lickers. Right? Lickers. They're running around saying Usyk were knocked out and they should be given the win and it should be a no contest and demanding a rematch. Listen, let me just say this to you. Usyk were getting up. They told him to stay down. No, you're all right. You're all right. You've got time out. Of course he's going to milk it. Listen, best interview I've seen. He's not my cup of tea, this guy. The best interview I've seen on all this that broke it down and actually spoke sense. This is not going to go down well with Chris Smedley and his sons. Well, Dave Caldwell on Boxing Social. That's the best interview I've seen on this. That is the best one. Not to be popular for saying that around here, but that's the best interview I've seen. He just spoke properly. He just said it as he's seen it. And I think he's got to a stage in his life now where maybe he don't want to be a licker. He's done all that, hasn't he? You don't get in a better force of in boxing for licking. Just get hammered, don't you? Like I said, when the ice breaks, Big P will be waiting. Did anybody see Carl Froch's breakdown on Froch on fighting? Woo! Woo! The fastest growing boxing channel on YouTube. Yeah, it is. Go look at the traction he's getting now. He only pops a video out once a week, doesn't he? Look at views he gets. He broke it down perfectly with his lovely wife Rachel reading the questions. I thought they did it fantastic. He put it a bit different to how I'd put things because I'm just straight to the point. I've got no patience, me. No patience for lickers and BS. That's what boxing's full of. BS. They alter your minds. All these people, they get the minds altered. They say something and they believe it's like real. Has anybody actually been and read the rules on boxing about low blows? Everybody's an expert, aren't they? But nobody's reading anything. You've just heard Big Malk come out on his channel. Big Malk! He's saying, well, if he were working with Team Usyk, he'd be saying something totally different. That's about the most honest thing he's ever said, I think. So that just shows you, doesn't it? Look, I'm Team Usyk. I'm Team Usyk, mate. Do you know why? Look at the guy's CV. And you're willing to fight Fury for 30%. Look at his CV. It's unbelievable. Anyway, Big Malk said his bit, didn't he? The licking from Big Malk around Daddy Don Charles and that big dummy, Daniel Dubois, because that's what he is, isn't he? A big dummy. I think Dave Caldwell put it better than me. He said, oh, he's not a mature 25-year-old. No, he's a big dummy. That's what he is. A big dummy who can't speak for himself. Now, I see Don Charles were piping up, wasn't he? About we want a rematch and Usyk's a cheat, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. And then I seen him 6 hours later doing an interview and he was saying, oh, I don't even know if I've got a job now. You could have cost me my job. Look, Don, already you're begging. You're begging already. You're not showing strength. Derek Chisora left you 6 times and you took him back 6 times. It's like having a wife, innit, who's a slag. They keep shagging about behind your back and you keep taking her back. Innit? It's like living with a brass. You're just not going to do it, are you? Already you've got the begging bowl out. Listen, old man Dubois not going to care about you, Don, when it comes down to it. You know boxing, Don. You know. All right? And what happened to Big Malk as your sidekick, working with Dubois? How come he wasn't out there? Listen, the father calls the shots. I remember when they went to Mark Tibbs's gym, Origins in Essex. I've been there. He's a good pal of mine, Mark Tibbs. Let me just say this. Mark and Jimmy Tibbs had him there, didn't they? And what happened at the end of the session? What did Mark Tibbs say? Thank you, but no thank you. Right? Now read into that what you want to read into it. But I'm telling you now, fathers putting the snouts in boxing affairs and hanging around gyms, giving advice to trainers and this and that is not going to work. Because if the trainer starts taking advice off the father, it looks like tails wagging dog. Tibbs is not going to do that. They've been around the game too long. Been around the game too long. Jimmy Tibbs has been training fighters since about 1980. So I trained Charlie Magri back in the day, 40 odd years ago. So they're not going to have that. So as soon as the fathers are the way, they'll get on. Now, that's just how it is. We can all be a brass, can't we? Like Shane McGuigan. Shane's a brass. Shane, be honest, Shane, you're a brass. Brassing yourself off all last week. Oh, Daniel Dubois knocks him out. You're going to say that you train his sister. Be your own man. Stop thinking about that. Have an opinion. Why don't you just come out and say, look, he's not ready for Usyk yet. We'll learn from it. Couldn't say that, could you? Because you're all brassers. But deep down, Shane, you take Dubois back tomorrow, even though he got his chopper out and lagged on you from top at Penthouse. Lagged on you and you were underneath it. Oh, I'll still take you back. Grown men. These are grown men. Hovering around for a few quid. When Gary Sykes were told by Julian, Gary, you've not got it no more. You're going to get hurt. I don't want to train you for the Luke Campbell fight. Sean O'Hagan trained him. The press was straight round to Julian's gym, putting the snouts in his business. Julian turned around and said, Gary Sykes gets knocked out within 3 rounds by Luke Campbell. And he was right, wasn't he? Hey? Nobody mentions that, do they? When they're tipping Sean O'Hagan for trainer at year. What did he do with Gary Sykes? Zilch. Got him flogged in 2 rounds. Pop, pop, bang. What? Are we not allowed to talk like this? Are we not allowed to set about this lot, this shower in boxing? Do I look like I'm bothered about any of them? Everybody knows where I am. Witter's gym's next door. Pop down anytime. Anybody who's got a problem, come and see me. There's a seat here. We can come on Zoom. We can have a cuppa. Nobody's allowed to tell the truth, are they? Vagabonds. Off with their heads. Go and get a proper job. That's what I say. It is what it is, isn't it? But well done to Carl Froch. Well done to Carl Froch for coming out and telling it straight. But then again, he can afford to, can't he? When he's putting up skyscrapers in Midlands. Big Malt can't afford to, can you, Malt? You've got to be there at begging bowl, aren't you? Wanting to be in circle, you can't be your own man. That's why your channel's not going to grow like the Cobras. Listen, people want alternative news in boxing now. I know, that's why they come to my channel. Because I just tell it straight, don't I? Tell it straight. But the Cobra's done it, but he's not as ruthless as Big Pork here, is he? He's not as ruthless as me. I'm ruthless because I'm fed up of seeing the same old people lining the same old pockets and it being the same old nonsense. All roads lead to Undisputed. All roads lead to Undisputed. We're not still going to fall for that one, are we? Didn't we have that when Joshua turned pro over 10 years ago? We had 2 world champions in UK. We've only got 1 now at heavyweight. That's Fury. But at one point, we had 2 world champions, didn't we? Couldn't even get him in the ring. Can't get him in the ring. We can't do it. We can't do it. We're getting back to Bricktop. He looks a desperate man at the moment, doesn't he? And I think when Tyson Fury leaves him to go on Netflix and put his own shows on with his own promotional company, I think that could be end for Bricktop. He already looks like he's been put through minces, doesn't he? I mean, having to deal with Big John Fury and all nonsense that surrounds him. In the ring on the yard, bro. Pop, pop, bang. MI5 are watching me from the moon. But I'm watching them now. I've got a telescope, £39.95 off Amazon. I'm watching them. Listen, imagine having to deal with all that and all this other nonsense. And now, look at the state of him. Dinting head, eye weeping, blood pressure. He looks dug up. Hand it over to George. All right? He looks like he knows what he's on with. Hand it over to you lads. Pat Francis and George can deal with it. It is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. Yeah, what I find at the moment is the licking. The licking, it's embarrassing. And the best thing about it is, and you know who I've just blocked on it. Well, you won't know, but the guy I've just blocked on here, yeah, good trainer. I've just blocked him. Get gone. Licking. Well, I've got to play the game. Listen, don't be telling me that on phone. And you know who you are. Don't be telling me that on my phone to me and then going and saying something totally different. Get gone out my phone. Well, I've got to get a few quid. Go get a job. Minimum wage. Come in and I'll set you on. Minimum wage. Pop or bang. Work everywhere. If you find it, if you won't work, you'll find work. It's as simple as that. But people need to have a, I don't know, grow a pair. Grow a pair. Another thing, really, people keep coming out, don't they, in these interviews saying, if it were a low blow, how come we didn't take a point off? Even I bought into that at the beginning, but the referee said it was an unintentional blow and he weren't taking a point off. So Bricktop and all the rest of you merry men who are falling into line. That's the answer to that one. But you already know that, don't you? And you, Daddy Don. I mean, Don Charles has done more interviews in the last 2 days than he's done in his whole career. His whole career, he says Usyk gets flogged like a rag doll by Fury. That may be. That may be right. But why don't you take the fight at 70%? It's a bit like people saying to me, when people say to Joe Calzaghe, why don't you fight Carl Froch? He just says, 46-0, baby. And when people say to Carl Froch, Carl, Joe Calzaghe, 46-0, what do you think to that? Carl just says, vacated. So everybody's got an answer for everything in boxing. It's just like politics. Do you know what I mean? But I love it when when people send vileness to the Cobra on social media. Every now and then he'll just pipe up and say, hashtag vacated. Yeah, he did. On the very last day. Woo! Oink, oink. Yeah, they're flooding social media constantly now. What they're doing, they're copying the Eddie Hearn textbook. Trying to train the human mind. So you turn your internet on now and you look at anything to do with boxing and all you've got is about this slow blow, illegal blow and robbery. Robbery. I think a robbery is when Daniel Dubois was getting flogged in his last fight before Usyk. He took 3 counts in that fight, didn't he? And Bellman rung the bell. How long earlier was that? When he were getting flogged, rung the bell early. And it's not the first time it's happened on a Bricktop show, is it that? Yes. Yeah, you know. You know. Now, how does Aaron Pryor do it? I love him, Aaron Pryor. May he rest in peace, him and Gatti. We've covered Big Mal, can't we, with his Nigel Benn? Not until with waste bin this morning. We've covered Nigel Benn on Big Mal's channel. Where's part 2? The word round the campfire is that Nigel Benn rung up and said, Spence, can you take that down? You know, it's putting me in a bad light. I was angry. Look, he'll have been told by Matchum, get that took down. You've caused enough damage, you lot, in the last 13 months. Doing interviews and going on about this and that. Threatening media people now or saying you're going to slap people. Look, you just came over as a bully in that little clip that we've seen on TalkSport. But Spencer, like I said in that other video, if you'd have had anything about you, you'd have just put it out straight away. Yeah, straight away. It's a bit like me when I did that 3-hour interview with Robin Reed. 3 hour. I thought, I'll get this quick to phone on. Sorry, it was on phone. We spoke on phone. I had this camera here, turned it on. I went through all these batteries. And I was there that long with this 3-hour interview. And when I went to turn the car over, because I got light into this Mercedes I had, battery were flat. That's a true story. And I went home and I thought, I'm going to get a couple of days, I'm going to put that out. What I did, I put something out saying, I've got this interview coming out, you need to watch it. In that period of time, Robin rung me and said, I don't want to go out. So that's it. That's what you have to do. If they say take it down, you've got to take it down, aren't you? Which is a shame. But you made the mistake I made, Spencer. Instead of just putting it out, because I should have just put that out straight away. Like the blown boxing in half. I should have put it out straight away. I won't make that mistake again. That's why people know if you come on here, it's going straight out. Yeah. If it goes out and you're not happy, you tell me to take it down, I will. If it goes on here, it's going out. So you made a big mistake there, Mal. Unless you're just going to keep leaving it to tease us and put it out. But I think that boat's gone now, hasn't it? I missed the boat on that one, haven't we? Dropped a clanger there, Spence. You dropped the ball. Yeah, that's all they're doing, isn't it, these people? They're hovering around for crumbs, aren't they? These lickers. These lickers are hovering around for crumbs. So, but I do feel a little bit for Don Charles, because when old man Dubois wields the axe, he don't mess about, does he? Because if he don't wield the axe with Don Charles, and the same thing happens in the next fight, don't forget he struggled with Lorena, didn't he? I like punching old man southpaw. So he's been down 7 times in his career. So whatever they're doing with Daniel Dubois, they're doing something wrong. The guy is chinny. He can punch. Oh yeah, he can punch, but he's chinny. You can't put muscles on chins. All right, you've got to develop a style to protect that chin. And there's only one person that can do that, and I believe that's Peter Fury. Now, Tyson Fury, before we started training with Peter Fury, had been down several times, been down in sparring. So Peter developed a style to protect his chin. And he never got dropped on Peter's watch. Peter went in the corner when Steve Cunningham dropped him with Clifton Mitchell. Huey's never been dropped in a professional ring either. So there must be something in it. And Tyson, since then, has moved on from Peter. He's added to his game, but he hasn't really fought top notch apart from Wilder, has he really? White Chisora are now fighting a guy who's never had a boxing match. It doesn't really matter what he does with his chin. He can hold it out all day with them 3, can't he? They're not going to hit it, are they? They're not even going to tickle him. But against Vladimir, well, he did the business, didn't he? But I'm not saying Peter Fury is a perfect fit for Daniel Dubois. Peter's up in Lancashire, isn't he? And Dubois a London kid, but I don't know. Maybe they should crawl back to Mark Tibbs and say, look, we want to work with you. And I'll keep the father maybe should say, we want to work with you and I'll stay out of it. But the father can't, can he? Can't do it. You can't do it. It's easy because you're older than Shane McGuigan and you can go down there and put your son about and that. But Shane's prepared to do that. That's up to him. I won't have anybody telling me what to do if I were a trainer. No. Chris Smedley won't have dads in gym. Mick Whale don't either. Don't have them in gym. Meddling dads in boxing is what messes things up. That's my opinion anyway. So I'm harsh though, aren't I? Very, very harsh. No, but what Daniel Dubois, were he brought on correctly? Has he been brought on correctly? His best win's who? Who's his best win? Richard Lartey? Nathan Gorman? You can't go from them guys to a life and death with Lorena to then think you're going to beat the Mozart of boxing. Usyk. 335 and 15 as an amateur, European, world and Olympic gold, undisputed at cruiserweight, unified at heavyweight, 1 belt off, everything. All in 21 fights. Is it 21 fights? 14-0? 21 fights, 14 by KO, sorry. So all 21 wins. So you can't just jump from that to that. It's a bit like Anthony Yarde, isn't it, really? You know, he's got a Southern Area belt, a Commonwealth belt, and that's it. He's a millionaire, but he's been in world title fights. Luke Campbell's, he's had world title fights, hasn't he? Or top pay-per-view fights. He's only got a Commonwealth title, but he's a millionaire. Is that how boxing's going now? We build these people up behind the scenes and then just get them to earn and cash money and get big money, get big paychecks. Well, it's about that, isn't it? But what have they got on the mantelpiece? What's Luke Campbell got at mantelpiece and Anthony Yarde that they can show the grandkids? What? Have they learnt the crafts well? I don't know. Luke Campbell's only got a Commonwealth. Tommy Coyle's got a Commonwealth, I think. I don't know. I don't know, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens moving backwards. But Dubois' old man is 2 hands on. 2 hands on for me. 2 hands on. So, but hey ho, what can you do? Hey ho. But yeah, I thought that Dave Caldwell spoke elegantly. He didn't touch on the Don Charles situation, but first they're angry, then you're upset, then you look for somebody to blame. They'll keep watching and watching and watching that fight, and they'll be listening to people. There'll be people in old man Dubois' ear hole. They'll be listening to what was said in corner, because they've got audio now, haven't they? What was said in corner and stuff like that. And Don Charles will be queuing outside food banks for it next month. You what? That's boxing for you. That is boxing. That's just how it goes, isn't it? So, but he's 25-year-old, and I think if I were advising him, not that I'm gonna be, but I'd say, Daniel, pack a bag and go to America. Go and see Teddy Atlas, because he's one of the best mind trainers out there. He can train the mind. It's all very well running up and down hills, lifting weights, doing chins and sparring hard and training like a Trojan. If your mind's not right, trust me, I can say that. Because I'm trying to be Lee Froch at the moment, Mr. Clean, Mr. Don't drink, don't smoke, don't take drugs, eats correctly and trains. My mind's right. You know, I get a lot more done in my day now. A lot more done. But yeah, I think Teddy Atlas can train his mind. He's probably the best fit for Daniel Dubois. He's probably the best man out there. Teddy Atlas. There's nobody in Britain that can help him. Nobody. Get out there to America where the father's not going to be involved. Put your son on a plane, Mr. Dubois, and keep your snout out his business. You've got a rough diamond there. Because if you stay over here in UK, one more mistake, one more big mistake, and you might lose him forever. He might just be a gatekeeper. It might end up a gatekeeper. That's how I look at it. It might end up a gatekeeper. Okay. That's about it, really. Yeah, we spoke about the backtrackers, didn't we? Hubba. Hey, all these backtrackers, eh? Now that they've seen a few videos from a few experts, they're all confused about what exactly a low blow is. Go on the British Boxing Board of Control website, or go on any sanctioning body and read the rules about low blows. Then leave a comment below. All right, but it's amazing when what I said straight away on the night, and everybody abused me and sent vileness in, and then the ex-world champions and top trainers and other people on both sides of the pond, they hear their opinion, and they're like, oh, well, okay, Porky. You was right, Porky. You was right. And they're like, I'm like, kneel before me. Kneel before me. All right. Now, 2 seconds. You probably know that it's coming to that time, isn't it? Right? It's coming to that time of month, isn't it, where we do helmets of the month. That's right. Helmets of the month. These are grown men. Right, we're going to film it next Monday when Cameron's back off his holiday, but we're changing it a little bit. We're going to change it a little bit. Right? That's right. We're going to change it a little bit. It's not going to be called Helmets of the Month no more. Do you know what it's going to be called? It's going to be called Super Helmets of the Month. These are grown men. Grown men. Insecure grown men. that lick arse. Grown men. So get your votes in. porkycorner@mail.com. Get them in before next Monday. That's the deadline, which will be, what is it today? 4th of September, we're going to film it and it'll be out on the 5th, and that'll be August, for the month of August. Get your votes in. porkycorner@mail.com. Who do you think is a super helmet? It's not even helmets no more, are they, these top 10? Super helmets. Let me tell you this. Half of them love it, love being in it. They love it because I've heard back. Super helmets, that's what they are. Superman! I'm a sod, aren't I? But it's true, isn't it? It's true. Only in the sport of boxing. I think that's about it, really. It's Bank Holiday Monday. Hey, when I used to be in old prison, Paul Sykes used to come down to the surgery and everybody was terrified. And you know what he used to say? He used to say, it's Bonk Holiday Monday. And everybody would scatter in the cells. He made Purple Aki look tame, that man. So, okie dokie. So, peace out. Keep on trucking. Keep sporting boxing. Don't have nightmares. Big shout out to Spartan Demolition as well. And another thing, people keep going on about my teeth. Have you cleaned yours? If you've not cleaned your teeth today, or even mouthwashed them, go do it now, because we must whip Mr. Tooth Decay. But the reason I say go rinse your mouth is because your gums are more important than your teeth. All right. Now, if you can't afford Listerine, do what I do. Boil up kettle, big spoon, not a little spoon, a big spoon, like you're having a dessert spoon. Salt, sea salt, table salt, don't matter. Rinse your mouth out for 60 seconds every day and kill all germs in your mouth. Why do you think sharks have got white teeth? They've got salt on it all the time, haven't they? All right. Hot, salty water. And any like cuts or ulcers are in your mouth or anything that are due, it'll go straight up to them and it'll sting a little bit, but it'll find them. It's a bit like people used to say, oh, don't put hot kettle water on your windscreen, Porky. I said, why? Don't do it, it'll crack it. Well, that's why you do it, because it'll find the crack. All right. You know, in winter, when your car's iced up, just pour kettle water on it. And if your windscreen's not cracked, you'll be all right. If it already had a crack in it, it'll find it. All right, then you just claim on your insurance, don't you? Get no windscreen, pay 20 quid access. Just a couple of top gear top tips for you there. All right. Peace out.